Yeah, no, it's a good point, Alex. Just to stress that these guys already had sort of $8-9 million in the tin from an earlier rate. That would have been enough to take them through to the completion of drilling. They're doing some metallurgical drilling, some geotech drilling, mine planning, and so on. So they had enough money to do that. But then when the appetite was good, I think management then thought, well, maybe there's an opportunity here to do a little bit more. In my mind, putting in a shallow decline, and this is by no means committed, but it is being suggested by the company as a likely outcome. A decline, and it would be a very shallow decline. They're talking about mining ore, first ore from depths of 50, 60, 70 metres, that sort of depth. So it's very, very shallow. Probably not open pittable, but certainly underground mineable. And it may be that this decline could be put in very quickly. Again, this is subject to permitting and they haven't got their mining right yet. That's imminent, but again, all that has to happen. For me, and I think probably for the bankers, that being able to access the ore early would significantly de-risk this project. It's always a risk with an underground mine, what the geotechnical conditions are like, what's the ore body like, can we actually put our hand on the ore body and touch it? I think that would significantly de-risk the project. I think the other angle, which is interesting, and again, this hasn't been spoken about by the company, but it's one that I've been postulating for a while, and that is the possibility of being able to get access to toll milling. So if these guys could produce a bit of ore, could it get to a sort of a self-funding situation? Could they actually start mining ore and sell it to one of the many mills, there's at least 3 mills within, some tens of kilometres from this project? Toll milling, maybe outright ore sale, who knows? But what we do know is that at least a couple of those mills are struggling to fill, or the mines are struggling to fill the mills. One in particular, Marula mine to the north, owned by Implats. It's an old mine and they're really struggling to fill that mill. We were at the Two Rivers project, which is a Impala African Rainbow Minerals project to the south. We were there a couple of years ago. And a couple of years ago, those guys were saying, gee, we really would like another source of UG2 ore. These are big old mines and they're getting deeper and they're struggling to fill. So it's possible, or if it can be accessed early, could be sold or toll milled by these mills, which says to me that perhaps there's a possibility of early cash flow for Benguanyama, and maybe as early as next year. I don't imagine it's going to take all that long to sink a decline once the permitting's in place. And as I said, the mining rights should be through hopefully within a month or so. The chairman in his recent presentation said he would expect the mining right to be granted by the end of the year. So that really puts a different complexion on this project and could see ore/cash flow within a visible time frame.